I'm now really excited to welcome to the stage Arnott Duncan, who will be sharing his story with us. Arnott is a fourth generation farmer, the owner of Duncan Family Farms, and a leader in organic and sustainable agriculture. I know he's been practicing with the food tank team. He has a solid 6 minutes that I'm going to keep him to, but please welcome him to the stage.
I always thought the organic movement was horse shit. Now I know it is. My wife Kathleen and I farm out west of Goodyear, and we're right around Perryville Prison. We lease ground from the State Land Department. And in the early 90s, we had the opportunity to lease an entire section of ground right next to where we were already farming. So we jumped on that opportunity. And in addition to the 600 plus acres of production ground, there was this corner that Kathleen wanted to fix up and open to the public, invite kids out from different schools. And so we cleaned this whole corner up. There's also an office and an old market there. And kids started coming out. And without going into too much detail, there's rain events that happen. Kids are still trying to come out. Anyways, somehow we ended up with this, and we have to have kids. We have to have animals for kids. And so we have a petting zoo because every farm has to have animals, even if it's a vegetable farm. So rain events, we're cleaning the stalls out. We end up with this pile. So it became known on the farm as the big ass pile. And it just got put out in back. And so we also, Kathleen wanted to start a garden because kids really do believe broccoli can be grown on trees. So we wanted to demonstrate how things were grown. So the pile is out back, and of course it's in the wrong place, and so we move it. It's wet, it's got manure in it. We end up moving it quite a few times, and quite by accident, it sort of turns into compost. Now we have this garden. Garden's just this weedy little patch of, oh my God, it needs help. And so my guys were asking me, what do you want to do to fertilize this thing? So we're talking it out, and I just said, you know what? Let's just take the big ass pile and put it on there. So fast forward to a couple of months later, and we put probably 3, 4, 5 inches of compost on these garden beds. But the plants that came out of it were absolutely beautiful. When we harvested it, the fruits, vegetables were amazing. Vibrant colors, incredible texture, magnificent flavor, everything to the superlatives that you could ever think of. And I looked at that and just thought, man, we need to be in composting. So I asked around, and I knew that we need a really large source of raw material. Found out about this horse racing facility in North Phoenix called Turf Paradise. So I approached them, called the manager up, made an appointment, go to sit down with him, and he says, okay, who are you and what do you want? I said, well, here's who I am, and I said, and I'd really like to see if you could bring all of your horse stall cleanings out to our farm. We'd like to have you drop it off in rows and we'll compost it. And this guy looks at me and he says, get the hell out. I'm sorry, I didn't see this conversation going this way. And he says, who put you up to this? Jerry? Fred? I don't think it's funny. And I said, I don't know Jerry or Fred. And so anyway, we get through this very awkward introduction and realize that he has a lot of stuff that he needs to get rid of. We'd really like to have it. So we set up an opportunity for them to bring their product out to us. So he tells me it's about 7 loads a day. He did not tell me, however, that he had a mountain of this stuff sitting there. And he starts delivering, and it's about 15 trucks a day coming day and night. And pretty quickly, they fill up this 30-acre yard that we had set up for composting. So then they started lining it up all around the fields. Anyway, I needed help. So we ended up buying some really big equipment. And as soon as I started composting, people started to approach me about the compost. And this one guy in particular says, you need to talk to Dr. Vicki Bess. So I contacted Dr. Bess, and she started helping me through. She's a soil expert, composting expert, and she helped me through the process. And it taught me how to be better with soils. Composting became the way for us to farm. It fixed things on the farm. And we started farming organically. And to this day, we're now 100% organic in Arizona. We farm in Oregon, we farm in New York. We're 100% organic everywhere we go. We attract really talented people who are absolutely wonderful to work with. We're still farming in the same place in Arizona, only now there's absolutely no conventional production methods associated with it. And we all eat really good shit at the end of the day. Thanks, everybody.